Every small town has secrets, but Sullivan's Crossing, it feels like this little corner of Timberlake is sitting on a fault line ready to crack wide open. And after that jaw-dropping finale in Season 3, I can't help but ask, do we even know who Maggie really is? Because let's be honest, when Liam showed up at Rob's restaurant and dropped the nuclear bomb, I'm her husband. I almost spat out my coffee. Wait, her what? After years of watching Maggie struggle with love, balance her career, and rebuild her relationship with Sully, we suddenly learn she's been secretly married this entire time.
Come on.
That's not just a twist. That's a betrayal of everything we thought we knew. And here's the wild part. I don't think even Maggie knew it was coming. Did you see the look on her face? That wasn't guilt. That wasn't shame. That was pure horror. So the question we have to ask is this: was Maggie truly blindsided, or has she been hiding a forbidden truth all along? Now, I'll admit something. Sullivan's Crossing has always been my comfort show. You know those nights where you just want something warm, like wrapping yourself in a blanket? That's this series for me. But Season 3, it didn't just warm me, it burned me alive. Edna's tumor, Sully's guilt, Maggie and Cal finally finding happiness, and then Liam. Oh my god, Liam. It felt less like comfort TV and more like the universe reaching through the screen to slap me across the face. And I loved every second of it. But let's not ignore the problem here. The finale didn't just leave us with questions. It left us with cracks in the foundation of every single relationship. Sully's finally leaving for Ireland. Edna's surgery may have been successful, but her recovery is far from guaranteed, and Maggie's future, hanging by a thread between two men who might both break her heart. And here's where it gets controversial. I think Season 4 won't just test Maggie. It'll completely shatter Cal. Now, before we dig deeper, I need to pause here and say this: if you're as obsessed with Sullivan's Crossing as I am, and you want to uncover the real secrets the show doesn't want us talking about, then you need to hit that subscribe button right now. Because trust me, the storm that's coming in Season 4 is something you won't want to miss. Alright, let's get back to the forbidden stuff. See, rumors are swirling that Maggie's marriage to Liam wasn't some big love story. It might have been a reckless, impulsive Vegas wedding she barely remembered. Maybe she thought it was annulled. Maybe Liam never signed the papers. But here's the dangerous part: on paper, in the eyes of the law, he is still her husband. And that means Maggie could be legally trapped. Forget Cal. Forget Timberlake. She might have no choice but to face Liam head on. And if that happens, the ripple effect could destroy everything we've watched her build. Here's a theory I can't shake. What if Liam didn't just show up for closure? What if he came back to claim her? Not out of love, but out of power. To drag her away from Timberlake, from Sully, from Kyle, from the life she's fought for. Think about it. We've seen Cal worried that Maggie might regret staying in Timberlake instead of pursuing neurosurgery. What if Liam offers her the very thing Cal is afraid of? The career, the prestige, the city life she once chased. Suddenly Maggie's standing in the middle of two worlds. Timberlake and everything she's grown to love, or Liam and the version of herself she left behind. And here's where it gets messy. Cal has always been the steady one, the man who grounds her. But if Maggie even considers giving Liam a chance, even out of legal obligation, can Cal survive that betrayal? We've seen him step back before during the Andrew storyline. What if this time, he doesn't come back? Tell me, do you think Maggie deserves forgiveness if she really did keep this a secret? Or is Cal better off walking away before he gets his heart broken again? Drop your take in the comments, because I'm telling you, the fandom is already divided. And don't think Sully's escape to Ireland gets him off the hook. Oh no. This man has been haunted by guilt for years, and just when he finally takes a step forward, he leaves Timberlake at the exact moment his daughter's life implodes. That's not growth. That's avoidance. You really think Sully can stay away when Maggie's whole world catches fire? Personally, I think he'll come running back, and when he does, we'll see old wounds ripped wide open again. But here's the forbidden knowledge most people aren't talking about. The writers of Sullivan's Crossing don't just throw in a twist for drama. They build them like dominoes. Edna's tumor wasn't just a storyline about aging or fear of surgery. It was a reminder that this town is fragile, that life can collapse in a heartbeat. And Maggie's marriage to Liam, that's not just a bombshell. That's the writers putting the first domino in place for Season 4's complete emotional collapse. The only question is who falls first. So let's play a little game. Imagine you're Cal for just 1 second. You've waited years, For Maggie to finally let her guard down, trust you, and choose you. And just when it seems like everything's perfect, some guy barges into the restaurant, calls her his wife, and suddenly, you're standing there with your heart in your hands. Be honest. Would you fight for her, or would you walk away before you end up looking like a fool? Drop your answer in the comments. Team fight for Maggie or team save yourself, Cal? I'll be checking who's brave enough to admit they just pack their bags and ghost. But here's what keeps me up at night. What if Liam isn't lying? What if Maggie actually married him, forgot, and never told anyone? That's not just a twist. That's a betrayal of every single person in her life. Her father, Cal, even herself. And the worst part, Timberlake is small. Secrets don't stay buried here. Everyone's going to find out. And when they do, the fallout won't just be personal. It'll tear through the entire town like wildfire. Now, let's not forget about Edna. Poor Edna finally gets through surgery, and we all breathe a sigh of relief. But recovery, that's no fairy tale ending. In fact, I'd argue her recovery arc could be even more painful than the surgery itself. Think about it. What happens if her eyesight doesn't return the way she hopes? What happens if Frank, loyal as he is, starts crumbling under the weight of it all, especially with Sully gone? Who steps up then? Because you know what Timberlake does best. Pass its burdens from one family to the next until everyone's carrying someone else's pain. And let's talk about Sully. Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, his move to Ireland is huge. Growth, healing, letting go of the past. But on the other hand, are we supposed to clap because a man ran away just as his daughter's life imploded? Imagine being Maggie. You've just found out you're secretly married, your father's halfway across the ocean, and your best source of support is sipping Guinness on the cliffs of Moher. Great timing, Sully. Really nailed the Dad of the Year award. Do you think Sully's move is selfish or brave? I want to see who's with me on this one. Because my gut says he's going to come crawling back the moment Timberlake calls his name. And when he does, expect fireworks. Because let's face it, Sully doesn't solve problems. He drags them out of hiding.